Hola, this is I have returned 92, and I want to talk about a subject that I am very active in, and that is the West Memphis 3. Basically, for those of you who don't know, the West Memphis 3 are a group of men who were arrested as teenagers and charged for brutally murdering, castrating, and earlier on they said raping, but they later found out that wasn't true. 3 8-year-old boys. Excellent book on it is The Blood of Innocence by Gabriel Mark Pruskia and Bartholomew Sullivan. But they were charged and they were incarcerated, but it was a very hasty decision, basically made because they wanted to get it done, and they'd made so much press about it that now they couldn't just go on without charging someone. I am heavily against this because most of the reasons that they were incarcerated in the first place was merely because of religious affiliation. They were, I believe one of them was a Wiccan. They had accusations of Satanism, but they were not true. They wore all black clothing and they listened to heavy metal. Just that. They are charged for it. Oh, and because people say that they, saw them doing weird things, this is all bullshit. Like I said. And the 3 men are Jesse Lloyd Miskelly Jr., Charles Jason Baldwin, and Damian Wayne Echols. Now, I've looked into this. Very, very little of the evidence points to it being them, aside from the fact that they're all eccentric and like to be in the same place that the boys were killed. Now, there was a confession from, I believe, Miskelly, but if you look at it, at the tapes, there's like 45 minutes of in-between where there's no account of what was said. Also, it is known there's a lot of police coercion, corruption, not given food or sleep, and his parents were not contacted. He's also borderline retarded. I'm not making fun of him, it has been scientifically proven that he is borderline retarded. But they still took it. It's bullshit. What else? And the other thing is that almost all the evidence points to Christopher Byers, one of the boys' stepfathers. There was bite marks on one of the boys, and as soon as they found that, for some weird reason, he decided to get something done with his teeth to get them altered. It's not strange. He once sent someone. One second. Something that had to do with a knife and blood. I believe that he sent someone a knife as a gift, and then the blood of one of the boys was found on it. I'm not completely sure. That might have been just a rumor. Yes, John Mark Byers, the adoptive father of victim Christopher Byers, gave a knife to cameraman Doug Cooper, who was working with documentary makers Joe Berlinger and Bruce Sinofsky while they were filming the first Paradise Lost feature, which is about West Memphis 3. The knife was a small utility-type knife manufactured by Kershaw. According to the statements given by Berlinger and Sinofsky, Cormer informed them of his receipt of the knife on December 9th, 1993. After the documentary crew returned to New York, Berlinger and Sinofsky reported to have discovered what appeared to be blood on the knife. HBO executives ordered them to return the knife to West Memphis Police Department. The knife was not received at the West Memphis Police Department until January 8th, 1994. Byers had initially claimed the knife had never been used, and after learning blood was found on it, he claimed he had used it only once to cut deer meat. When told the blood matched both his and Chris Byers' blood type, Byers said he had no idea how that blood might have gotten on the knife. During interrogation, West Memphis police suggested to Byers that he might have left the knife out accidentally, and Byers agreed with this. This is just by the way, it is a known fact that he was friends with lots of cops. He used to have house parties. A lot of people who came over were cops. Plus, they want to do a speedy investigation to get it out of the way because they're obviously very incompetent, and now they don't want to admit that they're incompetent, so they're doing this. Byers later stated that he may have cut his thumb. Further testing on the night produced inconclusive results due in part to the rather small amount of blood, and due to the fact that both John Mark Byers and Chris Byers have the same HLA-DQ-A genotype. In 2007, Joint Status report submitted to the Arkansas Supreme Court affirmed that there was no DNA at the scene from Eccles, Baldwin, Scaly, or John Mark Byers, a fact that observers equate with exoneration of all four suspects. And yet they're still in fucking prison. That is just pathetic. In October 2003, Vicky Hutchison, who also played a part in the arrest of Skelly, Eccles, and Baldwin, gave an interview to the Arkansas Times in which she stated that every word she had given to the police was a fabrication. She further said that the police insinuated if she did not cooperate with them, they would take away her child. She noted that when she visited the police station, they had photographs of Eccles, Baldwin, and Skelly on the wall and were using them as dart targets. She also claims that an audio tape the police claimed was unintelligible and eventually lost was perfectly clear and contained no incriminating statements. This is the biggest amount of police corruption I have ever heard of in my entire life in the United States of America. It is bullshit, and I do not see why the Supreme Court lets it go on. Visit, I think it's WM3.org, and do something. Buy from the store. Be active in this. I'm trying to, raise some money myself to buy a shirt, because then, the profits go to the foundation. But, just look into it. Look it up on Wikipedia. Look at the files. There's too many inconsistencies. I'm out.